is Kaylee McDevitt. I am a registered dietitian that specializes in women's health, and I own a virtual private practice called Kaylee RD. I'm really excited to be speaking at this summit and to be collaborating with Fullscript on today's talk about optimizing client-centered care. So what we're going to be going over in our time together is first, what is client-centered care and why is this important? Why creating comprehensive programs versus one-off sessions is the key to long-term client success. We're going to go through different assessment tools for creating personalized interventions. We're going to talk platform integrations that make for a smooth client experience. And then lastly, we'll talk about making protocol adherence easier with Fullscript. So if you're interested in really optimizing the way you serve clients to set them up for the greatest degree of success and create different integrations and systems that give a lot of time back to you as the clinician, then you will love this chat. So first, what is client-centered care? So the IOM defines patient-centered care as providing care that is respectful of and responsive to individual patient preferences, needs, and values, and ensuring that patient values guide all clinical decisions. A really simple way I like to think about this is that this particular approach encourages clients to take an active role on their healing journey rather than sitting passively awaiting instruction from their provider. And we initiate client-centered care with our very first conversation. That's really setting the stage for what they can expect in their relationship with us and our clinician style. So whether that's the initial consultation or their first session, and then this continues throughout the duration of their treatment plan. And there are 6 main elements of patient-centered care. One is that we recognize and respond to emotions appropriately and with empathy. 2 is that we engage your patient as a whole person. So we're taking into account really every aspect of their life and being that influences their current health state rather than just focusing on their symptoms. We're fostering a therapeutic alliance. So again, client and practitioner in partnership. We're promoting an exchange of information that goes both directions. We're sharing in decision-making, and we're enabling continuity of care and self-management. The main benefits of adopting this style of care is that we see improved clinical outcomes, improved client health literacy, increased adherence to the treatment plan. I know it certainly helps with adherence if you were part of the decision. So having them take that active role in what are we going to do with our time together and what are we going to do next really helps with that adherence piece. Improved client communication and increased satisfaction for both client and practitioner. As the client, it's great to have that engaged, active role in the entire treatment process and really gaining a lot of valuable education as they move through it. And as a practitioner, it's really fun to have a client that's really bought into this experience, really adhering well to the recommendations, and again, them taking that active role in ownership. So how do we establish client-centered care in our practice? First, we treat the whole person, not just the symptom. And we might use different assessment tools that help take into account more than just the symptom that they came to us for. So not only their health, but their preferences, their family life, their culture, their unique stressors. And an example of what I mean by this is if a client comes to you with some GI symptoms, if we were focusing on just the symptom, we'd be gathering data on, what severity is this symptom, where are you feeling this, what time of day. But if we were using a client-centered care model, we would know that we also need to ask about their stress. What do they do for work? Where are they consuming most of their meals? Who's preparing these meals? What is the family dynamic at home? What dietary preferences or cultural preferences are there to keep in mind with food? What's unique about their case? Are they sleeping well? All of the numbers of different things that really impact the presentation of a gut symptom. So zooming out from the primary symptom to look at them as an entire multifaceted being. Next is building trust with your clients by creating opportunities for them to voice their thoughts and concerns, exchange information, and ask questions. And most importantly, responding to any emotions that come up in these types of conversations with empathy. If you currently serve clients, you know that there are often emotions that come up on healing journeys, and creating that safe space or outlet for them to be able to voice what's coming up for them and being met with empathy is really important for building that lasting trust. We're also creating an opportunity to exchange information in both directions. So we want to create that environment where our clients know that this is a conversation, not them being told what to do. Of course, they're coming to us because they want that expert guidance and experienced input, but they also want to be a part of it too. So we're asking, here's what I'm thinking based on the way your labs look or your symptoms or my experience. What are your thoughts about this? What comes up for you? Does this feel possible? Where do we see potential roadblocks that we can either make changes in your game plan now to overcome or create creative solutions for? And then lastly, we help clients build autonomy and health literacy through education and shared decision making. And this one is really the key to their long-term success. There's a big difference between a client coming to a provider, them being told, here's what you need to do this, and come back in a few weeks and tell me how it went, versus here's what we see going on as a big picture of your health. Here's how these processes occur. Based on that information, this is my recommendation for our best course of action. This is why, and really helping them understand the why behind the recommendations, building that health and body literacy so that they can maintain their progress after they're done working with you, and maybe even be able to help themselves if different life seasons come up with different symptoms or changes to their health. Next, I want to chat about creating comprehensive programs versus one-off sessions. This is something I'm particularly passionate about too, and get into this in great detail when we mentor other nutrition professionals inside Leveraging Labs. And that's because I used to spin my wheels with one-off sessions, and it's a pretty common entry point into private practice. And this is where we might have an a la carte style service menu where somebody could book a single session with us. And one of the main reasons why that's appealing early on in business is that it comes at a lower price point. It's not as scary to sell a single session. But some of the problems with this is that there are no follow-up opportunities. And as the provider and business owner, this can create a lot of challenges with how to set boundaries for post-session communication. It's very realistic that a client is going to have some questions or things they want to clarify after that single session. And if we don't build that in to our offering, you can very quickly be fielding a lot of questions or emails or messages that you're not being compensated for. And most importantly, you're typically not able to produce significant transformations inside a single session. I think the sickness that so much of our population experiences today isn't for lack of information, right? We live in a time where we have so much access to information. And if it was just info that would have them fixing their symptoms, then we wouldn't see the decline in health and disease rates that we do now. What really takes information and makes it transformative is the coaching element. It's being able to see them through a healing journey with the inevitable ups and downs and being able to make necessary tweaks to their treatment plans based on how they're responding. So comprehensive programs are a set duration. They have the necessary tools, communication, and follow-up sessions built in. And as such, they are a higher price point. There's more involved, much more of your time. But this builds in the necessary support and time to set clients up for the greatest possibility of success. And if there's one thing I can impart as a business owner for any other private practice owners on here, is that the more we can make decisions based on what is going to create the best opportunity for my clients to have a great experience and great outcome, the better. Because your business success and word of mouth referrals and reputation are built on the success of the clients that you serve. So we're really selling our clients short by not creating a program structure that really serves them best, just because we want to keep that price down. So a couple important questions to consider as you map out what your comprehensive program could look like. The first is, what is the transformation my clients are seeking? This is important, and it's going to be different from every practitioner to practitioner. And we only want to design a program that helps facilitate that transformation that your ideal client is seeking. So getting really clear on that helps with the structure of your program and also the clarity of your marketing. What length of time do I expect to need in order to get them to their goal? So we've experimented with a few different program lengths over the years, and we've settled on a 4-month program. Being in the women's health space, we need generally about 90 days at a minimum of an intervention before we see big shifts in cycle symptoms. So 4 months is a nice sweet spot for us. But maybe this is a 3-month picture for your clients, or maybe it's as far out as 6, maybe even 12 months, depending on what they're working on. What tool or tools would be most helpful in helping them accomplish that specific transformation? Are there specific lab tests, assessment tools, resources, different things built into that program that would be really helpful? What level of support is needed? And what I mean by that is, at what frequency are we having follow-up sessions? Is there any post-session communication provided? Anything else that they need access to? And then lastly, what structure would make my job as easy and enjoyable as possible? And that's really important too, because at the end of the day, this is how you're spending a lot of your time. You want to make sure that the structure supports you as well. And what I mean by that is, if you design a client structure that involves evening classes that they have access to, for example, but your kids are home from school at that time and you're really missing out on that valuable time with the family and it's decreasing your quality of life, that's probably not something we should build into our program. You want to make sure that it's set up to serve your clients and you, because your energy and joy for what you do really translates in those client sessions. Next, let's talk about assessment tools for creating truly personalized interventions. So the foundation of this is a solid intake form. So this intake form is what's being sent to your client before you have your first session. So it's gathering important information, maybe it's gathering consent at the start of that client relationship. And this is really where we initiate that client-centered care, because we're going beyond basic questions and asking things like, where are we starting? Where are you hoping to go? What have you already tried? What are your goals, dreams, and aspirations for treatment? What do you do for work? What is that work schedule? Maybe there's a food recall in there. Maybe there's a section to ask about food preferences. Maybe we ask about their full health history or their family health history. This is a really, really essential information gathering that you'll use in your sessions with clients, but make sure that nothing gets missed and allows you to start to see them as that multifaceted whole person rather than just an isolated symptom. And having various forms and waivers pre-built into your practice management system really frees you from having to create stuff from scratch. So this screenshot on the right is from Inside Practice Better, and they have a number of form templates that are preloaded that you can either use as is if it's a fit, or you can modify so you don't have to start from scratch, which is amazing. So we've used their intake questionnaire and modified that to be a fit for our client population. We use the My Symptom questionnaire and have expanded upon what was in there to make sure it was a fit for our client population. And then you can even set up automations to auto send these as soon as they schedule their initial session, or maybe you're scheduling them to hit them maybe 2 days before their session with you. It's just so nice to have those types of automations built in, because it's just one less admin task on your probably long to-do list. You can also do a bunch of different journal tracking inside Practice Better, and this is a great way to get insight into what their day-to-day looks like, whether we're looking at food or lifestyle habits or specific goal metrics, or maybe movement throughout the day, or even how much or how well they're sleeping. It's a proven tool for increasing accountability, tracking trends, and even providing some coaching from afar. We love to use tracking or journal tracking to look at symptoms throughout the day. We typically do this alongside food, but there's a lot of room inside the Practice Better journals for clients to provide more context or more notes to us. So we can see that, throughout the day, this is how they were feeling, this is when this symptom came up, and it really saves us a lot of time for identifying trends or patterns with symptoms and not having to guess so much, and keeps everything consolidated in one place. And the full script and Practice Better integration allows you to not just track specific journal targets, but even monitoring and managing their supplements that they're taking, so we can make sure that what they're doing is appropriate, that they're adhering to the treatment recommendations, And if they're having a hard time with that adherence, we can see where in the day maybe that's falling off and help coach them through some creative solutions. You can do nutritional analysis for macro and micronutrients right in Practice Better as well. So this can come through their food journal entries, and you can see full nutrient profiles on meals, whole days, or even specific foods. This screenshot here is the nutrient breakdown pop-up. So we're going to see things like the main macronutrients and micronutrients. If you were to scroll down, you'd see a whole bunch more here. And if you do nutrition work, you know how nice it is to have this information there for you rather than trying to crunch these numbers yourself. And if your clients happen to track their intake on something like Chronometer, which is a popular app for our client population, that even integrates with Practice Better too. So you get that full breakdown of information from that app right into Practice Better. You can easily understand your patient's ingredient intake with the Practice Better and FullScript integration. So we mentioned the comprehensive tracking. So we're seeing a log of their supplement intake alongside other habits that we're paying close attention to. We can review their supplement usage and make data-driven adjustments to their health protocols directly within the Practice Better platform. We can monitor adherence to their supplement regimens and ensure that they're following these recommendations to get the full benefit, because there's nothing worse than creating a treatment plan and then it's not followed to a T and we don't see the results that we were looking for. And then we can stay informed about all the supplements our clients are taking, which can help prevent contraindications and ensure their safety. So by leveraging that FullScript integration with Practice Better, you're not just tracking their habits, you're delivering a comprehensive wellness strategy that includes high quality supplementation. And this kind of holistic approach is key to setting your clients up for success and achieving lasting health transformations. You can also craft various templates with FullScript. So once you've consolidated all of your assessment data and linked your FullScript account to Practice Better, you can easily add supplements right into the protocols that you create for your clients in Practice Better. And this is such a nice feature because it's saving you from having to do it in their protocol in Practice Better and in FullScript. You're just doing it while you're in Practice Better, which you would have been in there anyway because you just finished a session. And then for our clients, it's great because they're seeing the supplement recommendations and instructions right alongside any food and lifestyle recommendations we have for them. We can link educational materials. It's just keeping it all in one really easy to follow place. FullScript has a huge evidence-based template library, which can make creating treatment plans a lot easier. They are always adding to this. Each template is extensively researched and reviewed by a team of integrated medical professionals. And then you can speed up your workflow by saving and using templates as a starting point when you build individual or multi-patient plans. You can even customize these, share them with colleagues, or create new ones on your own. And that is a huge, huge win as a clinician to speed up this workflow. Starting with the templates that FullScript has, again, stops you from having to build something from scratch. You know that any template you're pulling from FullScript is evidence-based and reviewed by their team of integrative medical professionals. And it's really easy to pull all the information stored in FullScript over to Practice Better. It's just a few clicks with that integration. You can easily search for supplements by name, brand, or type right in Practice Better, and that search will automatically show you what's in stock, what's backordered, or what's unavailable. That way you're not making a recommendation of something that's not in stock. And you can even compare different supplements right inside Practice Better to help make the best decision for your specific client case. Next, I want to talk about platform integrations that make for a smooth client experience and also save you time as a clinician. So you can incorporate various protocols into programs, courses, or memberships inside Practice Better. This is a really cool thing if you plan to run group programs or maybe a course or membership where you want to drip content out to them. You can create it all in Practice Better, set specific automations so that content is delivered to them via email or via unlocking different modules in Practice Better at predetermined times. Or you can use this as a resource bank for one-on-one clients or membership or course students, participants in your membership that's something we've done for many years, is we've actually taken topics that we teach over and over again in our client sessions and created modules for them in Practice Better. That way they can view them on their own time. They're able to, go deeper into those specific topics. They can rewatch something. We can link different resources with it, and it saves us from having to have the same educational conversation over and over again. You can easily import your FullScript supplement templates into Practice Better. This, again, is so time-saving to have this pre-built out, and it's going to be shared with clients right alongside their food and lifestyle recommendations, which I think is great to have everything in one place from like a minimizing client overwhelm perspective. And then you can incorporate resources into your programs, courses, and memberships from things like different tasks that are assigned for specific clients or specific points in their program. You can send different assessment tools or forms that we need them to complete, and even your FullScript protocols, again, show up directly inside Practice Better with that integration. And then lastly, I want to talk about protocol adherence made easier with FullScript. This is such an important topic because, again, your private practice success and reputation is built off the outcomes that your clients get. And an important factor for their outcomes is whether or not they actually adhered to the outlined treatment plan. So FullScript helps make this adherence easier in a number of different ways. First, the prescribing or recommending is very streamlined. So we talked about how you can quickly create and send personalized supplement protocols directly to our patients on FullScript itself or inside Practice Better. You can set up refill reminders to ensure continuous care and consistent adherence, and you can predetermine how often they need to refill this or how many times if it's not a long-term supplement. We can empower patients with educational content and product information to encourage protocol compliance. You can monitor patient orders and adherence through their intuitive dashboard, so real-time tracking. You can send updates and adjust protocols based on patient feedback and progress. And the trusted quality one is huge. So you can recommend from a wide selection of professional grade supplements that patients can trust, which is certainly not the case if they're going to places like Amazon to look for supplements. And then some main provider benefits for setting up a FullScript account. It is the largest catalog of quality products. So we hit on this fact that if we're recommending something through FullScript, we know that they are vetted and practitioner grade. So this is safe and convenient delivery to the patient doorstep of quality products. We're not concerned that they're getting something that's not what's on the label or there's harmful ingredients. You have the option to have this be a revenue stream for your business too. So you can either earn revenue as part of recommending supplements or pass that savings along to your clients. We opt to do a combination of both. So we pass on a healthy discount to our clients to make adherence even more accessible to them, but it is still a revenue stream for our business. There's the seamless Practice Better integration. So this integration alleviates duplicate work. We're really just trying to bring time back to you as a busy clinician. Better adherence. So with the effective tools to boost adherence and improve patient outcomes, such as text messaging, refill reminders, and automated refills, help make sure that your clients see their treatment plan through. And then there's a lot of decision support too. So the FullScript Tool and Knowledge Center helps support the provider in creating cohesive, personalized treatment plans. They've got great support. So that FullScript team really wants to help make sure that they're making life as easy as possible for their practitioners and their patients for the lifetime of their accounts. And this quote from one FullScript provider really resonated with me too. And she said, "When I found out that Practice Better and FullScript were actually integrated, it really sealed the deal for me. I was making a detailed treatment plan and then loading the supplement part of that supplement plan into FullScript. With the integration, that double entry is eliminated. I had this same experience where I was used to having to do my work twice. I was outlining the treatment plan in Practice Better and then actually creating it in FullScript. And once those were integrated and I only had to do it once, it cut down my post-session charting by about half. It was amazing." Okay, that is all I've got for you. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this gave you some food for thought of things that maybe you could structure differently in your client services or ways to just make life easier with different integrations and different platforms. If you have any questions about FullScript and its integration with Practice Better, feel free to email them at medical@fullscript.com.